So a young lady had a good admission, very good scholarship, and all right, so a young lady had a good admission, very good scholarship, a STEM program, and she had everything, her visa approved and all that. And she was supposed to travel to the US to begin her studies. Now, in transit, that is left Ghana, Kotoka International Airport, and then somewhere in transit, that is before the next flight to get to the US, she realized that her passport is not in her document. So her passport, remember, contains, her visa and all that. Unfortunately, the passport is missing at the airport somewhere in Europe at transiting to the US. So they nearly arrested her. They asked her to now board the next flight that is coming back to Ghana. Now she has to come and go in for another passport, reapply for another visa before deferring her program and all that. What am I trying to say? Things happen in terms of this process. In as much as you are doing your best, I would entreat you that you commit this whole process into the one that you worship. If you're a good Muslim, please pray to Allah about this process that you're working on. If you're a good Christian, commit this process into the hands of the Almighty, and everything will be successful. I wouldn't know what happened exactly at the point of entry, that you have your passport with you all the way throughout the process until the point of entry, and then transit until the transiting, and then the passport gets missing. This wouldn't be your portion, and I hope that things go well for you when you start your process. So you're welcome. That's my intro. You're welcome to another episode of the Study Abroad podcast. My name is the Fred Effect, and this is the biggest study abroad content platform. Now, a lot of people have already achieved the scholarship, gained admission into the universities you want to study. So these are individuals with experience coming from where you're watching us from right now, and then they worked on the process. They are successful. What I do on the Study Abroad podcast is that I invite them so that they share their experience, their journey, their process with you, so that you will know some of the scholarships that they apply to, some of the universities they are studying at, some of the programs they are studying, how they went through the process, how much did it cost them, what are some of the lessons you can learn from their experience so that it will make yours better. So share this with another person so that they can benefit from the ideas and information we share on this platform. I value your time and the data you invest into watching this podcast. So I focus on positive stuff, letting you know that it is possible you can do it. If you have questions, I'll be responding to them together with my guest in the comment section. Just drop them. Remember, every week we select one person that we guide through the process. So if you comment, if you subscribe, if you follow, then you automatically join the draw. At the end of the session, we will make the draw, select one person who we will mentor or give one-on-one coaching to go through the process. Let me bring my guest on and let's get started. Hi, bro. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Let's quickly get started. For the thousands of people tuning in right now, kindly introduce yourself and let's get going.
All right, so my name is Felix Tuffour. I'm from Kumasi, the Achumangwa Beja North.
Which
That
means
is,
you're Tekoko Nana, right?
yeah. I don't know if you know St. Tutu Senior High School.
Yeah, I do.
That is where I'm from, Ekropon.
Oh, okay.
Ekropon, that's where I'm from. So, that is, but I didn't stay there for my high school and the university level. I live in Atonsu at that time. So I went to St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School behind Opokuare. They said there's a subsection of Opokuare. we are independent, right? So that's why I went to, and after that, I studied general science there. Previously, I studied business, but because I wanted to study mathematics,
right,
I was told to take general science, because if you go to KNUST and you didn't do science, you cannot do math. So
I see.
I had to change after a year. So I made some changes and I stayed 4 years instead of 3 years to do science. And so I went to KNUST, did math and graduated. And I mean, life, I wanted to be a professor. And I went to Ames, Ghana.
Okay.
AIMS Ghana is African Institute for Mathematical Sciences.
Yeah.
Um, because I didn't get admission to Ohio University, that was my dream school. So
Mm.
I had GRS, which I felt I am above it, right? So I was
Yeah.
so reluctant to accept it, but that was a mistake because those who accepted it actually
So
got into it. Yeah.
for people listening to us, when he says he had DRS, that is more or less like a partial scholarship. It's called graduate recruitment scholarship. So he's saying that he got admission into a program in Ohio University, got a partial scholarship, and says that, oh, I'm above this partial scholarship, right? Continue.
All right. So because of that, I stayed for about 2 years, right? So I did my master's in Ghana, my
Okay.
1 year master's with AIMS, and I had GRS again to Ohio University. The
Yeah.
second year I applied, and I said these people are not serious with me, so I just I just forgot about them and I moved on, right? So I had a PhD. I did 1 year PhD program. I didn't finish it, but I did at Bowling Green State University. They gave me full scholarship. I went there,
Right.
and change of plans came. I moved to Memorial University in Canada. It was a one program, 1 year program. After that, I felt I didn't like Canada. US was better in my experience, so I decided to come back and do my PhD finally at Ohio, my dream school, right? So,
Right.
but before that, I'm doing a 1 year, like 1 year program before I start my PhD. So
Right. So
I'm not Bowling Green. Yeah.
you're originally from Ghana, but you've been in and out of US and Canada.
Yeah, a
Wow.
little bit.
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting conversation because these two countries that you have gotten an opportunity to study at are the dream places for a lot of people, right? So drop your comments in the comment section. We'll be reading and responding to them. My guest is Felix. He has studied in Canada, he studied in Ghana, and he's studying in the US at the moment. So the conversation will be interesting. He's going to share his experience, the universities he has studied at, and the ones he applied to, so that you can also learn from it. One thing at least I want you to take out of that, when you watch any of these episodes, at least we show you the websites of the university so that you can also go there and put in the applications, and it's possible. So where are you at the moment and what are you studying?
Okay, so now I'm studying a master's program in mathematics at Ohio University, Athens.
Oh, okay. So that's my alma mater. So I love that school. Let's talk about your previous academic qualifications before relocating finally to Bowling Green State University. And I'll be sharing the website of the university so that people can see them. So you had a master's degree already in Ghana.
Yes,
Okay. And so K University, what did you study in K University?
I did I did mathematics, bachelor's
Oh,
of
okay.
science mathematics. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Shout outs to Adrian. Adrian is saying, "Hey, I did carry this guy for tech." Oh, okay, okay. So I'm going to carry you. All right. Shout out to you, Nicholas, watching us on YouTube. Thank you for the comments. Of course, I'll be reading some of the comments as we have the conversation. Right. So you had a bachelor's in mathematics from
Yeah.
Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So which year did you graduate, and which year did you start the whole study abroad process?
Okay, so 2019, I graduated in 2019, and the thing is, like for K University, immediately you get to final year,
Yeah.
you be seeing your seniors like on Facebook, like traveling. I
Mhm.
say, hey, how did these people travel? Like, so when you become a TA, you definitely know about it. Like, everybody will be, like get to the TA room, and everybody will be schools. People will apply us for them and go and
Oh,
okay.
I see.
So like most of our people came to Ohio University. So
Mhm.
Ohio and Miami University were my dream school because that's where my predecessors, like my seniors, like they were there. So I decided to also do the same thing. But I mean, so the 2019 is when I started. I
Right.
started the process. Yeah.
So that means during national service, that's when you
Yes.
started the process.
Yes.
Okay. So you mean that you started the applications and you mentioned that you got a partial scholarship to Ohio University and you turned it down. So
Yeah.
which other universities did you apply within this window, or you chose only one university?
Okay. So 2019, my uncle gave me 5,000 5,000 cities to apply, but
Okay.
he wanted me to do Canada's Canadian school. So
Okay.
I wanted the US, but he said, "Hey, I give you the money, so do this."
Mm.
So the only school I applied in the United States was NAU, Northern Arizona University.
Oh, okay. NAU.
Yeah, NAU. It
Yeah,
was free. Yeah,
yeah.
free
I visited
application.
that school. It's a beautiful campus in Flagstaff in Arizona. Yeah.
So that's the only school because it was free. So I just
Mhm.
applied, and the rest I applied to work for L'Oreal University in Canada. I applied to University of Alberta,
Okay.
also in Canada, and the last one was University. I just forgot. I forgot that
No
school.
problem.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So those were in Canada. So my first year, 2019, 2020, were all like my concentration was in Canada.
Mm.
Right. So I applied, and the funding I had, okay, two didn't give me funding, they gave me admission. NAU also gave me admission without funding,
Hmm.
and it's very expensive, like NAU 50,000
Yeah.
plus. I said there's no way I can come, so I just forgot about it. And the school that they gave me partial scholarship, but it is in a way full scholarship for them, but
Yeah.
I feel it's partial funding. And I University of Windsor. Sorry, I
Okay.
forgot.
Okay.
Yeah,
University of
I got
Windsor.
it now. University of Windsor. Yeah.
Right.
So they gave me teaching assistantship plus some tuition, but still you need to pay like 10,000 at the end of the day. So
Oh,
I
I
felt,
see.
yeah, I should just forget about it. Right.
All right.
That's what.
So I want us to share the name of the school. So sometimes this is the first time somebody is hearing about such university, so that they can also be writing it down and then be researching on it. So you mentioned in the initial stages you started applying to some schools which because it was free, Northern Arizona University. I remember sharing the application waiver code for this school sometime. So Northern
Yeah.
Arizona University was free by then, and then you
Yeah.
applied. So this is the website of Northern Arizona University. And shout outs to your uncle for financing your application process. Sometimes it's not easy to get family members to support us like that. And then in that case, you said you also applied to University of Windsor. Let me share the website real quick. So
Yeah.
this is
University of Windsor. Yeah.
exactly. This is the website of University of Windsor. If you want to check it out, this is located in Canada. And then, so within that window of having the national service, you apply to these two schools. What other school did you
No.
apply to?
Okay. Wilfred L'Oreal University.
That's also in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
All right.
Wilfred L'Oreal. I don't know if you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get that for you. And what programs were you targeting in
Okay.
all these schools?
So NAU was MS Mathematics,
Okay.
and same for Windsor.
Mm-hmm.
But for Wilfred L'Oreal, they didn't have that. They had financial mathematics.
Oh, okay.
So they
Okay.
had, yeah. I think they gave me 10,000 out of 30,000.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
they gave
see.
me 10,000 of 30. And like when I completed with my first class, I felt too big to accept partial scholarship. So I stayed home for 3 years because of that.
What would be your advice to such individuals? Because I feel like normally people limit the study abroad process to your class. Like if you have a great CGP, if you have a first class, it's a guaranteed study abroad for you. Is that the case? Is that how it works?
No, because it depends. Okay, so yes or no, but
Right.
no, because I know a friend who had first class,
Mm-hmm.
has applied so many times, never had scholarship. But people with upper go through the process. Okay, so I mean, it depends on the school you apply. Like if you had first class and you apply to Oxford University, Princeton, and I mean, you might get rejected in all of them.
Right.
But somebody who had upper chooses to apply to, I don't know, they are not top schools. So you need to target some schools so that you can get flexibility in the admission, right? Yeah. So there are some schools your predecessors are getting. So I mean your seniors were getting. So that's a way of also getting that.
Yeah.
So if you choose to go, like, I don't know, there are some schools they just don't need only the first class. They need you to have a GRE like 100% in everything. So it depends on the target, the schools you apply. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I see. So, to somebody who is a first class student like yourself, who is ignoring maybe a partial scholarship or not getting admission, what would be your advice to them?
All right. So for me, I had a chance to attend because my uncle, if you know Frames Oil,
Hmm.
he had like he could afford to take me here, but I felt I'm way so he was like surprised like that for the 20,000 I can pay. I said, Uncle, don't worry, I have to get full scholarship. See, so he was worried about me. But if I had accepted it,
Hmm.
right, I could have come and the second year or the second semester, I would
Hmm.
have gotten the full funding. So
Oh, I
do
see.
not you don't have to stay home, right? Just pursue it, and people get here with the GRS. I have
Mhm.
a friend here who is the GRS, and when they get here, the amount you see can be cut off because after taking everything out,
Yeah.
you have like 80% of the tuition taken off.
Yeah.
You go to the insurance. You sign up for Molina
Hmm.
insurance, and everything will come down to like
Yeah.
thousand something at the end
Yeah.
of the day. So we are paying the same amount of money. Though I'm on full scholarship, he's on partial scholarship, and we are paying the same amount of
Yeah.
fees at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So anybody who gets partial scholarship, please accept it, and you don't know what might happen. And after that, you can explore and get other funding from maybe different sources.
Yeah, shout outs to Shadrach. I remember Shadrach, he also completed from the mathematics department in Ohio University. And, he sent me the I-20 and he was like, this is the scholarship I've gotten. And I'm like, no, let's do it. And so it was when he got to campus that before he bought the flight ticket, that was when they sent him a message that he has been given a full scholarship. So let's talk about Bowling Green. Which year did you start the application? What program did you apply to? How come you ended up in Bowling Green?
Okay. All right. So 2019, I did our application. Everything was off. So
Right.
2020, okay, I applied to AIMS. The people who are doing mathematics, you can search. I think it's March 30th is the deadline. African Institute for Mathematical Sciences.
Right.
African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. It's a good program in Ghana, Cameroon, South Africa, and Senegal. You can go to any of them. So I went there for the 1 year, just after the TA or after the NSS.
Yeah.
So I went there. So when I was there, I applied to Memorial University. Right. I applied to Memorial University and I was not getting the admission. But my supervisor there, one time I logged in and he was speaking with one guy at Memorial University, a professor there. And I asked my professor, do you know him? And he said, yes. And this guy is not giving me scholarship. I want him to be my supervisor. Then he wrote a letter to him and he picked me and I got a scholarship and everything. I also spoke with Bowling Green graduate coordinator, Bowling Green State University, and they also accepted and gave me scholarship. So
Okay.
that was a PhD, and I had masters in Canada, right? So
Right.
the Bowling Green came first before the Memorial University, but
Mhm.
my heart was in Canada. I
Oh,
don't,
okay.
I just don't know why, because my uncle told me to go to Canada, so I pursued it. I put I placed Bowling Green State University on hold,
Yeah.
and I just focused on the application, the visa process of Canada, and in the end, after 2 months, they rejected me, and I got
Oh,
broken
wow.
heart. Yeah, I got a broken. I had full scholarship. My uncle gave me about 500,000 Ghana cedis bank
Bank statement?
statement,
Yeah.
and they just rejected me. I said, "Wow!" I was worried. Then I said, why don't you go back to Bowling Green and start replying to their emails? I was not
Mhm.
responding to their emails. So
Okay.
I got there and they were like, Felix, what happened? I said, oh, I was out of internetivity where I was not getting the emails and all that. I had to lie to them.
Yeah.
And they gave me, okay, I applied for masters,
Hmm.
right? So they gave me full funding, everything. But when I was coming back to them, I told them I don't like the masters again. I like a PhD because I have a master's. And they were like, Felix, we like you. So then they gave me the
Oh,
PhD.
wow.
They changed it immediately. And they told me, Felix, can we come in January? it was like November there, and I
Yeah.
said no, I want to stay
Coming
till
up.
fall, in the fall. So they said no problem. So I
Wow.
waited and went. So that's how I went to Bowling
So,
Green
so
State.
because of broken hearts from Canada visa application, that's why you decided to. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's a great conversation. I'm talking to Felix. Felix is currently pursuing his education at Ohio University. That's my alma mater. So I love that school so much. He has been to Canada. He has schooled in Canada. He has schooled in different schools in the US. So he's sharing his experience so that you can learn from it. And he has made us understand that the first class alone is not everything. There are other things that contribute to getting admission and a scholarship as well. Remember that when you comment, when you like, when you subscribe, you automatically join the draw. And then at the end of the session, we select one person which would like to mentor and coach. But first, do you do that? Because I hear a lot of people in the comments saying that this Felix is my TA. Shout outs to Ernest Asante. You know him?
I was a popular guy, man.
Okay.
I was the vice president of the Maths Association, and I was teaching a lot. I was teaching since second year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've been
Okay.
teaching. So people know me. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. 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 But why do people think math is difficult? Why do you think so?
Maths is difficult, but it will not be difficult if you have a passion. Like whatever you're doing, if you have that passion, like
Yeah.
what you are doing, if I'm doing it, I'll feel it's difficult, right?
Right.
But because you have the passion for it, when it gets to the difficulty, you have the ability to contain that pressure, whatever,
Right.
right? So here we do a lot of pure math stuff, and we be in class and be like, "What? What is this?" And, I mean, so those who don't like math, those who are just doing it because they want to get to the US, after the master they will go out of it, right? But if you have the passion for it, you see those things even excite you.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
this strange things, people, what is it? Then you try to go into it, and I mean that's the thing that excites me most. Those difficult stuff,
Yeah.
those difficult proofs and all that. Yeah, that's how.
Oh, awesome. That's interesting. But one thing I also know is that the maths department in most universities also have very good scholarships.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that?
yeah,
Yeah. Right. All right. So let's go in. As a first class student, you see apart from seeing your TAs traveling, what actually ignited your interest to want to study abroad?
Okay, so in my family, my father is late, so
Right.
my uncle. In fact, when I was growing up, I didn't have any fatherly love, right? Because my father traveled whilst I was born. Even
Right.
when my mom was pregnant, right? So he left because he couldn't take care of us, and he left. So I grew up, and I saw him at the age of 12 years. So my uncle was the one taking care of me, not frame oil. That's at
Yeah.
a different angle. So you can see my uncles are good, like rich people, right?
Right.
They
Right.
are rich, right? But my family is not rich. My uncle is not my father, right? So they support us. So, but you can still feel there is a little bit of challenge, right? When it
Right.
comes to So I felt that I can also be like my uncles, right? Because most of them traveled, even Frames Oil, before he came to establish his business, he had to travel outside and make some money. So I felt this is my path. I feel God has given me the gift of mathematics, like to learn. So why don't I go outside there and like be like and get the experience after that I come back to help my people. So
Yeah.
that was the idea. And I wanted to change my family and all that. Because my uncles they'll pay my school fees at KNUST, they'll pay my residential bills. But sometimes when it gets to food, they'll tell you, Felix, we will not give you food. Try and struggle for yourself. So
Yeah.
I was struggling. So I decided to make sure I don't struggle for what I'll eat. So that was the mindset. Yeah. That was the
Oh, I
mindset.
see.
To change
Awesome.
things in my life. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 All right. So now you are currently you moved to Bowling Green State University to start the fall semester PhD in mathematics.
Yeah. In 2022.
What and Canada has denied you the visa. Why then did you leave back to Canada?
You see, if your heart is there, right?
Right.
I got here first semester. In fact, when I go to the US, because my uncle paid my first fees, everything, so I
Right.
was not having challenges with anything.
Mm.
And then when the stipends start coming, I was like, wow, I was very happy. Like, this place is good. But in fact, the course was a little bit, PhD is not easy, it's
Mhm.
challenging. So
Yeah.
I I wanted to do a master's first, right? A
Right.
master's before, even I had a master's in, that was a 10 months master's, and that was not towards my field. It was
Mhm.
just a general master's. So I wanted master's in pure mathematics. So I went there and I told the professors I want to switch to masters, and they said
Mhm.
they are going to reduce my stipend to masters and all that. I said, then I don't want that.
But
Also,
they had initially given you masters, and you said you want a PhD.
yes. Do you know why I said I want a PhD? Because
Go
the
ahead.
master had a deficit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it had
Okay.
a deficit, so I I didn't want the deficit on my file. Like I
I-20.
just,
Yeah.
yes, I-20. Yeah, you see, that is why I stayed in Ghana for a long time. So I didn't want any deficit, any bank statement issues. I just wanted that. So when I go here, and my mind go back to Canada. Like
Mm.
my uncle said, you can get what they, and I heard a lot of things in Canada. If you go, you can get your. I'm
Permanent.
just saying this on this
Yeah.
platform because those might spoil everything for you,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just here. I intentionally spoke to Fred. I want to come here and share my story to some of you.
Yeah.
So because I got opportunity here, instead of me to get focused and read my PhD program, I was just distracted by the admission committee from
Canada.
Memorial University, Canada.
Mm.
They came back to me, Felix, we want you here and all that. And so that was vacation in December, and I told them, okay, they should defer my program to the next fall.
Mhm.
So in December, I did all the visa process
With a
to see if
Canadian.
I will
Yeah.
get or not. So
Yeah.
I started the spring
While
semester. I
while you were still enrolled in the program in Bowling
get
Green,
it,
you were working on the Canadian visa process.
Canadian thing. That was
Yeah.
vacation, so I was just working on the Canadian thing. And in spring, it came. The funding, everything came back, and I had to make a decision. I went to my graduate coordinator at Bowling Green, and I told them I want to have a master's program in Canada, and they were not so happy with it, right? They were
Yeah,
not so happy.
that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think that you broke their heart?
Yeah, I broke their heart because I would feel bad because you had a master's, you convinced us to change to PhD.
Yeah.
You are one of our good teaching assistants. Like, why? Like, they said, why? And I think the graduate coordinator could have prevented me. I
Yeah.
felt that. But he
Mm.
left me like, Felix, okay. But there are some schools, I know somebody in Louisiana State University who wanted to leave. The graduate coordinator said, Felix, you can make it. Forget about everything. You see, but my graduate coordinator was like, fine, if you want to go, you can go. You see.
Yeah. So
So
do you
that
mean that if the graduate coordinator had said, stay here, we like you here, you would have, left it because you had already secured your visa to move to Canada, you would have left it like that?
yeah, I could have stayed.
Oh,
I
okay.
could have stayed, yeah.
Okay.
Because Felix, if you leave, like, I mean, he didn't give me any obstructions and why I should stay, right? He
Yeah.
said, Felix, that's your decision, so fine. But in deep within his heart, I felt he was sad about the issue that I'm leaving. And I think I informed them because I didn't want it to affect the Ghanaians who will be going to Bowling Green State
Exactly.
University.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
have just kept quiet, and when the time is up, I just leave, right?
Mm.
But I felt, let me tell them so that they can admit somebody, especially maybe a Ghanaian is coming or an
Yeah.
African is coming. So I just told them because I didn't want it to be feel as we are expected you to teach in the fall and you are not around. Okay.
Mhm.
So in fact, that was the worst decision ever in my life.
Like leaving the US to Canada or leaving Bowling Green?
Leaving not Bowling Green,
Yeah.
leaving the US.
Why do you say that? So because Canada is a dream country for a lot of people, and I have a couple of friends who were in the US, they left to Canada, they're happy over there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel God has a way. I am a spiritual guy.
Right.
I feel God has a way of, I mean, giving like you success in everything.
Hmm.
God knew there is Canada, but He brought US in my
Right.
way. Right? He made Canada reject me.
Because it's weird with your full scholarship to still get rejected in the
You
Canadian.
get it? It
Yeah.
didn't make sense. And
Yeah.
immediately I had it after 1 week. Bowling Green gave me, like, it was really surprising. With my
Yeah.
heartbreak, I was sending messages to graduate coordinators. I was crying, and so I was just, can you? Then I sent my transcript with my, and Bowling Green immediately they saw my message. They gave me the scholarship after a week. Can you
Wow.
imagine?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I disappointed these people, and leaving. When I told them, they told me to leave the US within 2 weeks, right?
Mm.
So I went back to Ghana to stay there for 3 months,
Oh,
and
so you didn't move directly from the US to
Karen,
Canada?
no. So I went to Ghana to prepare. And, I went back to Canada. Immediately I went to Canada. The first day, I was sad. I said,
Oh, why?
You see, within my heart, I felt this is not where I'm supposed to be.
Mm.
So I said, okay, I snapped it and said, oh, I can make it here.
Right.
Studies, studies became very tough when I went to.
Was it not the same mathematics you were going to study over there?
The same mathematics, and that was a master's.
I see.
I was doing a PhD
Uh-huh.
in the United States.
Right.
I was passing all my courses. I went to Canada, and Canada is 80 for A, 90 for US, right?
Yeah.
But even the 80, even 70 was a big deal for me in Canada. Like I was like, what's happening to me?
So let's look at it this way. For people who do not know, what do you think is the major difference between studying in Canada and studying in the US?
The difference?
Yeah.
I feel the difference is not too wide. But I feel the professors I met, I don't know how I interacted with them on the phone
Was different from when you stay in person.
But professors in the United States are very nice.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
they are very nice people, and they want you to succeed. But my professors I met there, in fact, they don't care expelling you from the department. They don't care.
Wow.
Right? They don't care. But for the ones I met in Bowling Green, they wanted every student, as far as you are there, they want you to succeed.
Let's talk about the money aspect. If you're just tuning in, you're not late. The conversation is getting interesting. I'm talking to my brother, Felix. He has a huge experience studying in Ghana, studying in Canada, and studying in the US. Back and forth from US and then coming back. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, you're not late. This is the biggest study abroad content platform, and this is what we call the Study Abroad podcast. What do? We invite individuals who have been through the study abroad process to share their experience, their journey, and their story with you, so that you who want to study abroad can learn and get inspired by it. Let's talk about the money, right? So Bowling Green, were you being paid a month or bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
How much are we looking at every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks I was getting, like, let's say 800.
Okay.
That's 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that was a big money. That was big money.
There's a big money, plus or minus tax. We are looking at 2,000 per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and when you moved to Canada, how is the scholarship? How was the scholarship situation? How was the stipends like and all that?
Okay, they too were paid bi-weekly, but there you can work off campus 20 hours. Right? So those were the things that excited me to move there, because I feel and when you marry, you can bring your wife can be on work permit and all those things.
Right.
So I mean, I went there and things started changing. But for the monetary aspect, I felt for that you pay school fees out of the stipend you get. Here you pay the same thing. The same thing is the same thing happens here.
Right.
But I feel their money was not that good for me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. I didn't. It was like $17,000, and you pay like out of it, you pay like $6,000 in the whole year, and you'll be left with like 10,000, 11,000.
Oh, okay. So over that, the entire money is given to you for a year?
Yes.
Whilst in the US, they deduct your school fees and they pay you stipends directly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when the money is dropped into your account, you decide how to consume it, right?
Yes. You have to pay your school fees out of it.
Right.
But here to in United States, we pay our fees out of it, but that
Mhm.
is some excesses, right?
Exactly.
Some excesses, like maybe out of non-resident fees or something like that. Yeah,
Mm.
those fees.
Did you serve as a teaching assistant in both countries? Like, were you a teaching assistant in Canada as well?
Yes, I was, but I was not a principal instructor for a course.
Okay.
I was just doing TA like in Ghana, right? You go
Mm.
and you be marking and you be doing tutorials. That was what I was doing.
But in the US, you have your class that you teach.
Yes, I was a primary instructor for pre-calculus. Like
Oh, okay.
you be doing everything, like
Yeah.
grading and everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about, moving back to the US. Why didn't you go back to Bowling Green?
Wow. You see, I know they might not pick me back. They will not if you do something wrong and it's like going back there and like Bowling Green was a compromise. That's
Mm,
how I felt it.
yeah.
It wasn't a dream school because I was not getting Ohio University, Miami University. I
Mm,
applied to all these schools, but I
okay.
was not getting the scholarship. So even when I was in bowling, when I wanted to move to Canada, I was talking to Miami University. So I was sending my transcripts to them that I want to do masters. If they can give me the offer, I will just move from Bowling Green to do
Yeah.
my master.
Yeah.
You see, I actually wanted a masters.
Yeah.
So if I had gotten the chance, I would have moved to Miami University to do that.
Oh,
Instead,
okay.
yeah. But at that time, I didn't have any option. So because the Memorial University had given me funding, I had to move. Okay. So and I also didn't want to do like the demotion in the same school, like
Hmm.
moving from PhD to masters in the same school. That was a big weird for me. So, and their funding for masters was not that good for me. So that
Yeah.
was it. So, um,
If you don't know about Miami University, normally when people talk about Miami, a lot of people think that it's in Florida. Yes, there's Miami in Florida, but there's also Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. I've visited this campus. It's a beautiful campus. It's a few minutes, about 45 minutes drive from Cincinnati, a bigger city in Ohio. So this is the campus of Miami University, a very good great school that you can also check out both for bachelor's and master's application. I have a couple of friends there. It's a beautiful campus. All right, so this is Miami University he's talking about, not Miami in Florida. Just taking note. All right.
yeah.
Moving on, in terms of going through this process, which one would you say is the difficult aspect? Is it the visa application? Is it the school search? Is it getting scholarships? What is your experience?
Um, I mean, the difficulty, I mean, unfolds at every step after every step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the difficult aspect was after I had funding everything and I was supposed to secure I was supposed to secure accommodation, pay
Right.
my service fee,
Right.
the service fee especially.
Yeah.
Like if not Fred, if you can't pay through Fred, like you have to get somebody there to pay for
Yeah.
you and get accommodation for it. That was very stressful for me. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I think all the stages, but people think getting the scholarship and admission is just the difficult stage. After
Right.
that, things get like you need to,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah.
Awesome. So if somebody wants to study in Canada, want to study in the US, based on what your experience, where would you advise the person to go to?
Okay. For me, I think it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If the person is a family man, I will choose Canada for the person. But
Yeah.
if you are a young guy and I feel if you're a young guy, let's say 21,
Mm-hmm.
22, I would choose, I would just say select United States. Um, and if after that you want to go to Canada, you can, because getting visa from the United States to Canada was very easy. I had
Yeah.
it in just 2 weeks. But
Very
when I
easy.
was in Ghana, it was so hard, right? So if you have full scholarship in both and you are a family man, you intend of bringing your family, then I think Canada is good for you. But if you are a single man, young, and your focus is just on the books, I feel United States is also good for you. Yeah.
Right. Do you think that in terms of the applications, did any of the schools you applied to require any exams, GRE, TOEFL, IELTS? Did you sit for any of them before applying?
No.
How about transcript evaluation? Right now, it has become a big thing. Like you need to evaluate. Did you do that as well?
I didn't do any. I was surprised. Like all the schools I applied to, none of
Yeah.
them expected me to do that. I mean, those who had upper,
Mhm.
like if they do the transcript evaluation, they help them a lot
Right.
because it might move them to a good GPA.
Mhm.
So I advise anyone who had, let's say in Kenya, if you had like 69,
Mhm.
68, that is an upper, just try and convert it to and most of the time the schools look at the last two um, years of your life,
Yeah.
your academic life.
Yeah.
So if you had good A's, like although you had an upper, but you had a good A's at the third and final year, they will do the transcript evaluation at that part and give you maybe a full funding. Yeah, that's
All
it.
right. So if you know what you know now, and you had a partial GRS or partial scholarship from Ohio University, why would you come and why should somebody listening to you now, looking at your experience? I have a partial scholarship. Felix, what should I do? Should I ignore it? Should I come? What would you say?
If that is the only offer, right? Maybe if that you accept it,
Hmm.
then you wait for the others to come in, okay?
Right.
If you don't, that's the only best offer you have, just work on it and come because if you get here, you can make it. Like what I can advise you is when you have no scholarship,
Right.
like no scholarship for that, I wouldn't recommend. But if you think you have the means, you can. But if you have partial scholarship, the GRS is more than partial scholarship.
Right.
You have levels of partial scholarship, right?
Yeah.
The GRS is very good, and you can make it here. You can make it. Yeah.
Awesome. So, talking about the visa application process for Canada, you
Yeah.
being in Ghana, going through the visa process for the Canadian, you have a full scholarship, everything, versus going through the visa process for the US. Let's do the comparison. First of all, there is an interview for the US visa. Canadian visa does not require any interview. So, according to your experience, what do you think are the differences, and which one is more difficult to get? Don't talk to me about because you didn't get a Canadian one, but just compare.
Yeah, I had it. I mean, at one point, so I
Yeah.
can compare it. I
Okay.
feel, for me, if you have full scholarship,
Right.
United States will be easier for you.
Okay.
That's how I feel. And
Why
for
are people
Canada,
scared of the in-person interview?
yes, in-person interview is there. But for me, when I was when I was coming back to the United States, I had to go for interview. I didn't know I had to go, so I thought I could use my old visa
Visa.
to come. And so I had my admission, I-20,
No,
everything in
no,
March.
wait. I want to get this. You have a visa to study in the US. You moved to Canada.
Yes.
Now you've gotten another admission to come and study in the US. You
Yeah.
have the US visa still in your passport, but you have to
Yes.
go for another interview.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Was it because you were changing the school?
Not that, but my service was cancelled.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. I
Yes.
get it. So you have
Yeah.
been to the interview twice.
Twice
The visa interview
in
in
Ghana and
Ghana
in
and then the
Canada.
one. Bro, you have a lot of experience. Maybe we should do part two of this. So
No problem, man. I'm always around. I
what
mean,
is the difference? What is the difference between attending the visa interview in Canada versus attending in Ghana?
in Ghana, I don't know. Like you are in a queue, right?
Mhm,
You
mhm.
guys will be there. In Ghana, you'll be sitting down comfortably,
Oh,
right?
you sit with the visa
You
officer.
sit there, and the man will even shake you. Like I said,
Oh, really?
really? Yeah. The second one was very hard for me because, like, you understand what I'm like.
Yeah.
You went to United States, you left after 9 months, then you are now
Mhm,
coming back. Like, so that was a difficult moment for me, but I
mm.
had my things on point. So I mean, I was a little bit how do we call it, like I was contemplating of
Right.
what if they don't give me the visa, and
Yeah.
so it was very hard for me. But in fact, relax. That place is very relaxing. Like you sit down and you be chat with a guy, and
Is there
yeah.
Are there a lot of people like it is like a lot of queue? There's a huge queue, a long queue in Ghana. Is that like that? People
No,
in Canada don't want to come to the USA.
no. I mean, because they have a lot of for them they call it consulates, right?
Right. Oh,
They have
okay.
about 8 consulates in different
In different provinces and all.
agree, yeah, provinces. So um and every time they have, let's say if they have 5 people at a time, like if it's
Okay.
11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, they just have only 5. So you just go and meet only those 5 people.
Yeah.
And the rest will be on the they'll be waiting on the reception. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's take it from here. In Ghana, there's you queue. There's a tree where you start queuing along
Yeah. And even that scares you, right?
Anyway, if you are just tuning in, I'm having a very good conversation with my brother Felix. Felix is currently studying mathematics at Ohio University on a full scholarship, and he has a huge experience coming to the US, moving to Canada, and coming back to the US. So a lot of experience with that. And you know, in Ghana, for those who have not been there before, you sort of the place looks like, you know, going to the bank where the teller is sitting there and then you stand as, you know, the customer. And sometimes you as a customer, you could hear the interaction of another visa officer or another teller with a customer, but you don't care. So there's a whole lot of conversations going on. And then there's a glass separating you and a visa officer. But what you're saying is that there's no glass between you and a visa officer in Canada. And then they can even shake your hand.
Yeah.
They're welcome.
Welcome, Felix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
that will give put every stress.
Yeah. Because in the Ghana one, you don't have an opportunity to even shake their hands because the glass is separating the two of you and all that. Oh, I see. Let's talk about the questions at the Ghanaian embassy. And if you do remember, I know it's been a lot of time. And then the questions at the Canadian embassy. At the US embassy in Canada when you were coming back.
Yeah. I think in Ghana, that I think you helped us a lot. I mean, you helped us a lot. I think I was part of your interview. It got to a point I was one of the interview guys.
Yeah,
and
people interview.
Helping people. I think Wooly, do you know Wooly? She married a she was part of my group at that time. I mean, so in fact, I thank Fred. He has really helped. Even when I was going back to Canada, he linked me up with somebody, and the person helped me with some facts. So, all right. So when I went to Ghana embassy, I mean, the questions were straightforward. What are you going to do? So the first question, why a PhD? I think I remember that's the first question.
And this was the full scholarship, right? That you had no deficit, no bank statement?
No deficit. Yeah, no deficit.
Okay.
I went there and what the man, I just got like I couldn't even stop. Like immediately I just started working and I was near the man said, why PhD in mathematics? I was like, so I had to relax and
so you didn't even put your documents
I didn't even put my documents down, man. Relax for me. You know, there was a bad man.
I remember.
To go there. So when you just you ask you, do you want to go? Then people will say, do you want to go? Like, I said, yeah, because I had full funding, I was confident. Like, but those who had partial were free to go to that man. So so the guy said, Felix, you want to go? And I just left. So when I immediately got there, said, why PhD? And I just started PhD because I mean we had rehearsed with you guys. So in fact, I just started PhD because I just and I think just 2-3 questions and said Felix approved. Okay. So when I went to the visa consulate at the consulate at Canada, I think the man just asked of my name, just put and he saw I've been in the United States before. So he asked why, and I had to the story. The story was good. So I mean, the story made sense. I said, but I didn't say that. I didn't say I left. I didn't. You don't have to say that.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I was in Bowling Green doing my PhD, but there was no one. None of the professors could supervise half algebra. That was my concentration.
Yeah.
So I came there and I didn't meet what I wanted. So I applied to Ohio University. and that time their admission process was over. So I had to come back to Ghana, and when I came to Ghana, I had a 1-year program to come do in Canada, right?
Mhm.
To wait for Ohio. So you see how the man was, Felix, you are very sensible. Stay home for 1 year. I said, God, thank you for this lie. I was like, it made sense to him. And right after that, just one question.
Right.
And
Oh, one question for the interview?
yes, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, why do you think like people are so scared when they are preparing for this interview? Looks like it's going to determine their life. And what would be your advice to somebody? You know, the fall semester is approaching. A lot of people are preparing for the visa interview. You have been there twice, gotten it approved 2 times. What would be your advice to anybody preparing for the interview?
I feel that if you are not over prepared, you should be over prepared.
Right.
If you are very prepared, I mean, you the way you guys prepared, I don't know how it is. It is now.
Yeah, we still
Our
have the
team
mock
was
session.
very, very prepared. What is
Yeah.
that?
We still have the mock session. And I mean, if you don't know what Felix is talking about, for more than half a decade, my team has a mock interview platform that has helped a lot of people. And that's what Felix is talking about. So for more than half a decade, we'll be meeting almost every day. And then we rehearse. These are people who have been through the process. And then, like you said, you were interviewing people. We are all helping ourselves. You understand? So that platform still exists. If you want to be part of it, you have to get an interview date scheduled. And then you also have to, get an I-20 and all that. You send me a message on Instagram. We'll add you. It's a family. We are just helping ourselves. Yeah.
So I feel people, especially here, they started giving their admissions out, right, and the funding. Somebody just finished the DS-160 just in 3 days. I said, really? Why would you do that? You don't have to be rushing through the thing. Like, you don't have to be rushing through the process. You need to take your time and make sure whatever you are putting in is. Why do you have time? February, you had your admission in February 22nd, and you want to finish everything in March. Why? Take your time, go through the process, right? Get the date. The date is very important, but make sure don't put the date so early. Put it maybe April ending or May. So they have more time for yourself, rehearsing, preparing. Immediately you get there, you have the confidence. But if you like after a week, then you are like after you get everything in a week time, you are going for your interview. That is so fast, and you become overwhelmed. Yeah.
People are so fascinated, like people are so centered on, oh, I want to get a date, neglecting that you really need to prepare before you go. Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are a lot of people who are complaining there are no dates. Please, there are dates. The date issue was still there during your time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Definitely people are getting this. So focus on the preparation. That's the most important thing, not the date. For dates, you go get them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much, Felix. I'm really inspired by your story and driven by what you want to achieve in life, where you want to get to, and by finally, whether it has been a trial.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean,
but still you got to where you are, and then you're on track at the moment. All right. So with people with background in mathematics, do they necessarily have to only apply to mathematics? What are some of the other related fields that you can advise people who have your background to apply to?
Okay. I think engineering.
Yeah.
Here, I think after the masters in engineering, you can be a good candidate in that. And engineer, we have industrial engineering, and that is where they accept mathematicians and statisticians a lot.
Right.
Industrial engineering. Yeah. So here, most of us, the industrial engineering here, if those we finish our master's degree and we want to move there, we get admissions and funding there. So engineering, economics, I mean, even in mathematics, you have financial economics and a lot of things you can enter into. So it depends. Even, do you know somebody did history and is doing masters in math? I was surprised.
Oh, really?
This is a white. I was saying, really, how can you move from history to mathematics?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
That is very good.
I see. Let's talk about the survival strategies. What are some of the things that maybe you miss family home, financially, academically, you're a great guy, but what are some of the things that has helped you to survive in the system? A lot of people complain, homesickness, financially things are not going well for them. What are some of the survival strategies that has helped you to, gain your feet?
All right. So when I got here, right, I
Mm-hmm.
got here and I started receiving stipend at Bowling Green. I started sending all the money home. Right. Immediately, I just started sending money home. Everything I get, I'll be giving to friends. That was what I was doing in my first semester. And at the end of the day, I was supposed to pay my school fees for the spring, and my
Right.
uncle was not the one going to pay it again. I told him when he brings me here, I'm going to take care of everything.
Oh,
And
okay.
I realized I have thrown a lot of money away, right?
Mm.
Because people will be asking for money here and there. You first, right? So you need to prioritize yourself, especially if you get here. Prioritize yourself first, because
Right.
nobody will give you money to pay your rent.
Right.
Nobody will, like, even $50. People will say they don't have it, and you
Mm.
can't afford them, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things is prioritizing yourself first.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Like, if
Yeah.
you get sick, it's only you, whatever you have on your pocket and all that. So
Yeah.
I feel prioritize myself first, and also knowing your what need. I mean, family will be calling, but make sure you have it before you give. Make sure you have something there before you give. Like, don't be giving out everything you have. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But unless you have a debt you are catering for, like, somebody give you a loan or something, you
Mhm.
are paying it off, that is fine. But if it is people, just brothers and sisters, just asking for money, you need to cut those things off, and maybe during December, Christmas, just give them something. That's what I've been doing, and it's helping me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back from K University to Ames, and going on this journey, has it been worth it? If you were supposed to talk to your younger self, if you were supposed to talk to younger Felix, what advice would you give that person?
Uh, I feel I should have done this after high school.
Oh,
I,
really?
yes, I would have
Oh,
done this after high school. Like, I would have written my SAT, then get to college here. Yeah,
oh,
that's
I
what
see.
we should. I told them, if we knew that our life could change like this, we would have been here earlier.
Exactly.
Because yeah,
Exactly.
because I remember even with my masters,
Mhm.
I'll go back to my mom and say, "Mom, my intensity is in front of them." And my mom will be like, Obi, why your master said you your masters.
Uh, I see.
And then I'll be like, oh, what's happening here, my papa? I was
Eh,
getting like 1,002, and that will get finished very soon and all that. So when I go here, even my uncle who brought me here will like, Felix, power, because people even get here and still ask for money.
yeah,
You pay the person's fees and everything, and you'll be like, Felix, open up, me don't buy. I'm not spending much on you. You get it?
yeah,
And I don't ask for money. I am independent, right? Because that was the mindset that I want to provide for myself. If I
yeah.
wanted to rely on my uncle's wealth and all that, I could have stayed home and be just helping them and all that. So I
Exactly.
think it's the mentality, right? The mentality. So I think that is it. Yeah.
Right. So let me do a little bit of advert. So
Okay.
remember that all the sessions we've done so far, I've spoken with a lot of insightful people. So all these are on the Fred Effect YouTube channel, as well as the various platforms. So if you go there, you would see all the sessions we've done earlier. So all the people I've spoken to, all the previous podcasts. Every single one, it's very insightful, just like the one we are having right now. So go check them out if you are new on the platform. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. As I speak with you now, the family is about 172,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is huge. There's no African studying abroad that has this number of followers. And then on Facebook, we are like 105,000 followers on Facebook. On TikTok, it's about 168,000. On Twitter, on X, is about 44,000. On Instagram, we are almost 20,000 on Instagram, which is verified. All our accounts are verified. So YouTube is verified, Facebook is verified, Instagram is verified, Twitter is verified, We are working on verifying our TikTok account as well. So please be part of the family by clicking on the subscribe button. That we are putting out the information so that we wouldn't gatekeep. I keep on saying that if people who have done something and has been successful with it were able to share their how they did it, you and I will not struggle to get it done. So this coming, on 11th of March, I'll be speaking with a former visa officer. Remember the Fed Effect team? We are not only telling you to work on this process. When it gets there, we hold your hands to go through. So we do have our mock interview platform, which is absolutely fine. But we also have connections with former visa officers. So I'll be speaking with a former visa officer on March 11th. Go to the YouTube platform and set a reminder so that you wouldn't miss it. If you're preparing for any category of visa, whether being a DV Lottery visa interview, an immigrant visa, a non-immigrant visa, visitor visa, set a reminder and join us on this day to be part of the conversation on March 13th. So if you go to the YouTube channel, you can go check out this with the notification. Just go put the notification on. It has already been scheduled and it will be on March 11th and be part. If you have questions, you can be sending them to me via Instagram. I'll be asking the former visa officer for you. If you've been denied before, that's not the end of life. You can do it. I need you to be very positive when you're working on this process. It is highly possible. Some of us studying abroad are not better or bigger or maybe more intelligent than you are. So if we have been able to do it, you can do it too. All right, bro, let's move on. So let me see if I can pick some comments, and then there are a lot of your TAs, the people you see are in the comment section. Bro, then Westy, you were a huge guy, right?
I was a good. I mean, I would sacrifice my time and be teaching people, like mentoring people. I don't know why I would. I think that's why God, rewarded me. That I believe in that, and even here we are doing same, but not like in a different way, right?
Yeah. Right. That's so awesome, bro. I'm super proud of you. Happy for you as well. And God will continue to bless you. I'm trying to go through the comments and see which one I should pick. Okay. Let's see. All right, moving on. So people complain not getting Ghanaian food. Do you cook yourself, or how have you been surviving?
Yeah. All right. So,
you cook?
I cook sometimes. I don't like cooking. I hate cooking.
But what is your favorite maybe Canadian or American food?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese? Oh, really? Yeah. I see.
Mac and cheese with the how do you call it? This chicken. They have a great chicken. I've forgotten the name they have.
Oh, I see.
They serve it as shively. I've forgotten the name.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's awesome. So you sort of try and make a Ghanaian food out of the American ingredients. Is that what you do?
We have an African market, right?
Okay.
So when I was in Bowling Green, that's where I go. I go to I've forgotten the name of the city. City close to Bowling Green.
Okay.
So when they are going there, the people go to church. So when they are coming back, even here, they
is
go
it
to
Cleveland?
Columbus. Yeah, Columbus. When they are going, they will buy the stuff and they'll bring them to you. So if you want whatever you want, you can get. Yeah.
Is it not expensive to sort of buy Ghanaian stuff all the time?
Not all, that's what I'm saying. You do it. You eat it sometimes. You don't eat it all the time.
Yeah.
You eat, and sometimes, as you said, you make the Ghanaian food out of the Walmart stuff you get. So, you just do compromise. If you want pepper and you're not getting pepper, go for habanero. If you want garden eggs, you get a substitute for it, like all that. So you need to do the
contombre. You use this spinach.
Spinach, spinach for contemporary, you get that, you just do,
Interesting. One of the reasons people think that when I'm coming, I should carry all my ingredients, but most of the things you can find them here.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, exactly. You do your palm nut soup and then you're good to go. Anyway, it's been a great conversation. I appreciate your time. I shared the link. Let me see if we can get people joining. I've shared the link on the various platforms. If you want to join us and have questions for my brother, please join. And then We'll approve you. Make sure your video is on, and then we'll get going. What has been your best experience since you had opportunity to travel outside Ghana?
My best experience? Okay, so my best experience is getting to the United States and um, get like the environment
Yeah.
and what the environment provides us. Like
Right.
I don't know why I become so happy when I'm in the United States. You see, I go the day I go back here, goodness, like
You were so happy.
I felt relieved. Like the first day, immediately I got to Columbus, I said, yes, this is where I am supposed to be. I'm not saying Canada is bad. No.
Right.
I have a lot of friends who are making it there. I
Yeah.
have a lot of people there, but you need to know where you can make it. Like you should feel it. You feel
Yeah.
within you that this is where you like. Okay, so my best experience is just getting here and
Right.
making sure things are going well. And when I go back, things are working, and that's it. And you know, let me say this: if I was in Ghana, I would have gotten a car, right?
Right.
Yeah, in a car. But I don't know when I would have bought a car in Ghana.
Yeah.
Maybe after 50 years or something. I don't know. Yeah, but here you get here and you buy like you get a car, and
Yeah.
you'll be driving like a 2025 car. Really,
Yeah.
like it's really interesting. So I urge everybody like try your best and get
Yeah.
here. Okay, yeah.
Right. So I mean, what in my intro I spoke about the spirituality aspect of this process, and you mentioned how spiritual you are. To what extent does being very spiritual plays a role in this whole process, this whole journey?
Yes. I feel God has a plan for everybody. So,
Right.
and trusting everything you are doing in His hands, right, is very key. So, like as you said, somebody's this passport gone missing and all that. I believe in all those things. So please, as He said, continue praying. Like make sure you pray. That's why we don't inform people that we are traveling and all that.
Yeah.
And it's because people get to know what we. It's because of what we say, right? If you don't say it and it's in your
Nobody knows.
mind, you don't get to know
Yeah.
about it. So try not to be informing everybody about you and all that. But when it comes to this platform, that doesn't play a role because all of us here are serious people, right?
Yeah.
And nobody wants to pull anybody down. But I mean, trying to inform people who don't need to know about your process. That's why you should keep your mouth shut on that.
Yeah. Right. So it's been a great session. Let me see if I can pick somebody. Kofi, let me know if you can hear me. If you have a question for Felix, please go ahead. Kofi, can you please hear me? Kofi is also a Tekokoso Nana or what? Kofi, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, bro, talk to Felix. You're on video. Can you put on your video? Is it possible to do that? Yeah, Kofi, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to Felix.
I have a question.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
go on.
Okay.
I think Kofi has.
Let me be off video for now.
Okay, I think Kofi has network issues. When we speak, I think it takes some time
Hello.
before. Yeah, Kofi, go ahead with your question.
Okay,
We can
so
hear you.
I'm interested in this program, right? But the school fees is the school
All right.
doesn't really give.
The Kofi has issues with the network. So when we speak, I think it takes some time before he hears us. You can also request, and then we'll be happy to approve it. So you use the link I'm sharing to be able to join us. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. So Ima is asking, hello, do you think that there are chances of getting funding when waitlisted? What do you think, bro?
Can you say it again?
Immaculate is asking, do you think there are chances of getting funding when waitlisted for funding?
Yeah, yes. When I was coming here, I think NAU and Ohio University, they promised me scholarship, right? When I was in the United States, when I was in Canada.
Right.
So I think Ohio came first, and NAU put me on. I mean, I liked I liked Ohio, so
Yeah.
they put me and my friend on pending for the scholarship in NAU. So I didn't know the pecking order, but if you really send a message to the graduate chair, you might you might, if you send a message, what they send to you might know you might get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you might. You see, if you hit the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
Please, what are they? Can I get it? Should I keep waiting or something? They might say, Felix, I can't promise you. But some people say, Felix, just wait, next week, you hear from me. You
Oh,
see?
okay.
And what they send you, see a bit of positivity in it or not. You see? So you should always contact the graduate coordinator, those in charge of the funding, and whatever they send you will give you a hint of what is coming. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Because the first day I sent the graduate coordinator of Ohio University, the man said, "Wow, impressive!" Like you see that thing, wow, impressive. Felix, you have 100% of getting that. That tells you that when you apply, you are going to get it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. So, Immaculate, I hope that your question has been answered. Let me see if the Okay, so you said, how can I be part of the mock session? So that's the only way we communicate with people. Unfortunately, some individuals have created some accounts that are using to scam people. So we want to be very careful. So our Instagram account is verified. That is how you can get in touch. Please try get an Instagram account and then you can get in touch. We'll add you to the platform. Prince, shout out to you watching on YouTube. Said interesting podcast. Yes, and we do this every weekend. Right. Okay. Inspired more today. That is for Prince. Let's see if we can pick Gifty. Hi, Gifty.
Hi. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
hey, Gifty, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You did statistics, right?
Yeah. No, I did actuarial class.
Churia. Oh, I thought you were in the statistics department.
I just have one question for you.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, go
I can
ahead.
let you host it. Even though Gifty it's a family. So Gifty, go ahead.
Right. So my question is your Canadian visa still valid?
You see, don't say it's valid because when you are out of status for more than 6 months, they get it cancelled. That's what I didn't know when I was in the United States. So when I was in Canada, I didn't know they've cancelled my visa. It was not although it is showing, but when you get to the port of entry and they scan it, that is when they tell you to go back. You get it. So I didn't know, but you see, I'll be contemplating, is this working or not? Because I had Bowling Green on it. So I made inquiries and I contacted Ghana embassy, and they told me, Felix, at the port of entry, I'm gonna have an issue. Okay. So me, if I want to go back to Canada, I'll make sure I get a new visa.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Even if I can use it, I want to get a new to be on the safest side. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, Gifty, before you go, don't go yet. So Gifty has a YouTube channel. It's called Ames Haven.
I
Beautiful,
do.
intelligent lady. Please subscribe. Go to YouTube, search for Ames Haven, and then I'll be bringing Gifty on. So Gifty will pull up on the podcast
Thank
as well.
you.
Thank you so
Did I
much.
teach you? Did I teach you?
No, you
Oh,
definitely did not teach me.
Anyway, so thank you for joining. Let's bring Prince. Hi, Prince. How you doing? Okay, Prince has network issues, so let's see if Anchi Daniel can pull up. Hi, Anchi. Anchi, you have to.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please talk to
Okay.
Felix.
So I want to make inquiry, and I have a bachelor's in information studies and psychology. So I want to know the ideal masters that will help in pursuing a master's, like in the US or something.
It's
psychology.
psychology and.
Yeah, psychology and information studies. That's a combined major.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Felix?
Yeah.
Have you made a research on that? Like, have you got it in the schools?
Yes.
I mean, there's
Yes.
masters of psychology even in Ohio University. I know people reading, and is it So information studies is different from IT, right? Is it
So it's
different?
kind of information science. It's kind of,
Information
yeah.
studies.
Mhm.
I don't know much
Yes.
about information studies, but I know about information technology. I don't know, but I think for psychology, there are master's program in Ohio University, and you should, I don't know, maybe it will give you more, but just search for more, and I think you will get them. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a couple of programs you can look at. Are you done with your bachelor's already, or you're still in it?
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, okay. So there are a couple of programs you can look at psychology, just like Felix said. So psychology related programs like masters in psychology. You can look at clinical psychology, industrial and organizational psychology, counseling psychology, educational psychology, cognitive psychology, and information studies, information science, information studies, human computer interaction. That would be a good one. Psychology and then information studies. You can look at human computer interaction. Data science is possible, information systems management, user experience design, that is UX design and all that. And then, behavioral science, social data science, health informatics, digital media and psychology, human factor economics, like there are lots of them that you can look at. So, make a good research about them. When you do, email universities that have these programs and see if you are going to get funded. All right, let's talk to Prince. Prince,
Yeah, please get away.
yeah, talk to Felix.
Yeah, Felix, how are you doing?
Hi. Good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know if you remember me, but you were my senior back in K University.
Okay. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so please,
remember.
yeah, so please, my question is, right now I have admission from Bowling Green State University in the
Okay.
United States, but there's no funding. The admission didn't come with funded, but I've contacted the graduate coordinator concerning funding, but I've
Is it
not
Ben?
received
Is it Ben
any.
Ward? Ben Ward.
No, it's not Ben Ward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so
they
I
rotate,
don't know.
the director. So
Yeah, it could be. It could be. So I've contacted the graduate coordinator right now, but he has not replied me yet concerning the fund. I don't know what I should do next concerning the funding. Thank you very much.
So that's math, right?
Yeah,
Math.
it's applied
Okay.
statistics.
Apply statistics. Oh, okay. All right. So for our department, they give the admission is on a rolling basis, right? For Bowling Green.
Yeah,
So you always get
yeah.
your admission 3 weeks after you apply, right? Just three
Oh,
weeks,
okay.
and you get it. So the funding comes after March, like or within March.
Oh,
So
okay.
it is not yet
Okay.
in. And so for
Okay.
the wait like middle of March going to April, that's where they offer their assistantship. Okay. So now
Okay.
they have not decided. That's why he can't tell you you've not gotten it or not. So that is when you get it. So you have to wait a little bit. 15 March going, right? Or in this March, just expect your hand. Yeah, what was your class?
Prince is frozen. The network. It's quite unfortunate, right? If you have questions, you can also put it in the comment section. Remember that if you click on the like button, if you share so that another person benefits, you automatically enter the draw to be selected at the end of the session. And also, if you are watching us on any of our platforms, go ahead, subscribe on YouTube, and be part of the biggest Study Abroad content family. People have been through the process. People have been through where you are now, and so we share experiences. We educate people on how to go about the whole study abroad process. So if you want to study abroad, this is the platform you have to subscribe to and be part of the family. All right, let's see if we can pick other people. So Hajara is watching us from Kumasi. Okay, Hajara, you to your Tiko Koso Nana, right? Thank you for watching from Kumasi. Let's see. So bro, how would you say that if you knew Canada, you can easily transition into the permanent residency and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And knowing that maybe the US route will not be that straightforward like it is in Canada.
Yeah.
Why did you then risk it, bro?
Like coming back here?
Yeah.
All right. So people have their own ways of thinking and what they
Mm.
want to achieve in life, right? I would say I would rather stay here and get my education or being able to work for a while, and when I'm done, I can come back home, right?
Right.
Some people too want to stay forever.
Mhm.
So if you want to stay forever, that is when you think about that. I want to be able to stay, finish my school. If I want to work for about 10 months, maybe get a green card and work for a period of time. When my time is over, I go back and help my alma mater. I will not go immediately.
Right.
I want to make some money, right? At first, I said I'll finish and go back, but now I want to stay a little bit. Then I will not stay here permanently. Maybe I'll bring my family and then I will go back. Yeah. So it depends on what you have. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can. I wanted to put Richard on, but it looks like his network. Nana Kwame. Okay, network frozen. I don't know what this. What's the problem, right? People want to join, but the connection is not very helpful. So Richard and Nana, you can exit and rejoin. I think that will make your network a bit stable. You can also request so that we put you on if you have questions. All right. Joseph is watching. Hello, Fred. Watching you from France. The program is very educative. God bless you. God bless you for watching us in France, Joseph Owusu Ansan. Shout out to you, Joseph, watching us on Facebook. Okay, Nana Kwame is not able to join us. Nana Kwame, exit and rejoin. Let's see if your connection is going to be stable afterwards. Let's see. Okay, can you please talk about PhD interview for funding after getting admission? Did you attend an interview for any of your admissions? Yeah, Felix, did you attend an interview for any of your admissions?
No, no.
Would you get any ideas to share on that?
Okay, so it depends on the interview. Some of the interviews are strictly academic, and yes, I did, but I didn't attend. They didn't select me. Purdue for to win.
Oh,
Purdue
okay.
University for to win.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in when I was in African Institute for Mathematical Science, Ames, Ghana, doing my master's. I applied. That was also a free application after
Yeah.
attending a webinar, free webinar. So they interviewed us to know like your teaching abilities and not. But some of the interviews are also academic.
Yeah.
They can even ask you what is a set and all that. So I don't know how. So you need to prepare both ways. Maybe they want to see how you articulate in English, whether
Yeah.
you can teach it, whether you have experiences in teaching, and also maybe if you know the basis of your program, right? Yeah. So you need to prepare on both stages.
Richard, can you please hear me? Hi, Richard. Oh, okay. Hi, Richard. Richard cannot hear us. All right. So it's been an hour and almost 30 minutes of a very progressive and educative conversation with my brother Felix. His story is really inspiring, letting us know that you can also do it. Felix, what were your final words to all your teaching assistant and the people you taught back in school and everybody, thousands of people who tuned in? We have almost 1,000 people watching us across all our social media platforms. And every week, remember that we go live on TikTok, we go live on YouTube, X, and also Facebook as well. So whichever platform you're comfortable, you can, just go search the Fred Effect. The name is the same across all the various social media platforms. Felix, your final words to everyone who tuned in today.
Are we closing?
Yeah, we are closing.
I like talking, but it's okay.
Data is expensive back home.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So,
okay. So my final words is like, you see my story. So that means I'm doing my third master's year, right? Everybody has his own story, and you don't have to rush in life. It got to a point. I remember one Emmanuel at Ohio University told me, Felix, you don't have to compare yourself to your friends who had upper. I got better because all the upper guys were getting into the United States, and who had first class, the same class, and I didn't know what was happening to me.
Yeah.
And I was asking God what happened. But when mine started unfolding, I started getting both US, Canada, and all that. So everyone has a unique story, and God knows how He will make you get here. Even if you don't get here, you might have a way of getting. Secondly, there are some things you need to do before you become successful, especially if you had a lower or an upper. and maybe you are not getting into the program, you need to seek ways of making your transcript better. So I tell people who got an upper that don't rush in getting into application. You can go, especially in mathematics, I will let you go through AIMS Ghana, and AIMS Ghana is a good program. They'll add up to your transcript, and when you apply with it, it makes you get a lot of chances, right? So I can mention Doreen in Bowling Green. When I was leaving, I told her, you know Doreen?
Yeah, I know Doreen.
I told Doreen that, hey, don't apply straight, go to AIMS. I told her, and she did. And after that, she applied with it with the second class upper and AIMS transcript. She was able to get the funding.
Wow.
Okay, so she's now enjoying her life and that. So all I have is learn from the story. Don't make his decisions as I did. Don't make a lot of mistakes. Listen and correct it so that you don't also repeat the same mistake. I thank you. I greet all my people. Thank you.
All right, so that is Felix. Remember that on 11th of March we'll be having. So Felix, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming through. Maybe we'll do part 2 of this section. Maybe I have to travel too. Travel. It's been a long time.
Let me know, especially in summer.
Yeah,
we will not be doing anything. So if you have time, you can
sure,
let me know.
Definitely. I really appreciate you, and God bless you, bro. All right, so that was Felix. He shared his experience, and it's very inspiring having an opportunity to study in these 2 great countries that most of us aim to study at. Remember, on 11th of March, I'll be talking to a former visa officer. We've already had previous conversations. I think we are the only team that has, a study abroad video hitting 1.2 million views. This should tell you the kind of information, the kind of education we put into the content you're making. If you have a video that has like 1.2 million people viewing, that is huge. So if you are preparing for a visa interview, this is a video you need to check out. The visa officer gave a lot of insightful ideas and information that will help with your process. So go to the YouTube channel, just search for the Fred Effect. If you're watching us on YouTube already, it's you just have to filter to see the popular video, and that's it. And the Fred Effect, we used to have what we call the effective series. On the effective series, what we're doing is that we look out for schools that are waiving application fee and are also giving automatic scholarship. That was all about the effective series. And now we have the program series. The program series, we talk about, programs that you studied, what other program you can study, related programs, and also the schools that offer these programs that you can apply to as well. So it's a whole lot of education on the platform. If you're new, we started this for some time now, like almost 3 years now, and then it has been the biggest study abroad content platform, giving you ideas and information. If you have an admission and you do not have scholarship, there's a video I made specifically for you. And here's that video, how to get 100% full ride scholarship abroad. And if you have admission with no scholarship, there are a lot of steps I gave in that video. And I think that it has about 90,000 views already. I made it a year ago, but it's one of the most insightful video. I did a lot of research and put in a lot of effort into giving you insightful content in terms of when you have admission, what should you do? If you've not checked that video out, check it out. It's a very insightful video with a lot of ideas that you benefit from. So each video, we put a lot of effort and time in researching based on personal experience and the opportunity to assist thousands of people to, give you quality content that you would, be grateful if you use your data to watch. So next week we'll be coming your way with another podcast. So before the 11th, where I will be speaking with a former visa officer from Argo Visa. Now, if you are preparing for a visa interview, do not wait to be denied before you seek for help, right? There are lots of groups out there. I know a lot of my friends, Eva Gas, Aaron and Spice, Fela GH, a lot of people have platforms that, are made up of people doing the same thing that you're doing. Join those platforms, join the mock sessions and prepare. Don't leave everything to chance. Whatever you want to achieve, there are actually practical steps that you can follow to achieve it. You can talk to a former visa officer. if you are preparing for your visa interview, imagine having an opportunity to meet a visa officer one-on-one before you go for the actual interview. Use the link I'm sharing on the screen to book a conversation with an Argo visa officer who is a former visa officer to guide you, go through your DS-160, do a mock session or a mock interview for you before you go for your actual interview. Use the link I'm sharing on the screen to book a meeting. My name has been Fred. This is the biggest Study Abroad content platform, and this is what we call the Study Abroad podcast. We invite people who have been through the process. They come and share their process, their journey, their experience, so that you can learn from it, apply to the schools they've applied to, get the scholarships that they are studying at. And so far, this has yielded very, a lot of positive responses. The feedback we are getting from people who have benefited from this, the Study Abroad podcast, it's a lot. You will also be blessed if through you somebody is able to find this platform and gain the ideas to work on their process. God would also help you. So click on the like button, share so that somebody else can join. Now it's time for the draw. Let's have the draw before we close so that I don't forget it. Let's see. There's a one-man production, so normally I do everything on my own, right? Okay. All right, so let's see if I can share my screen and then we select one person. Okay, see, we have about 156 people entering for today. So it means that if you commented, you automatically enter the draw. Let's go have it and then let's see who gets selected. Okay. Oh, okay. Ernest Asante. Shout out to Ernest Asante. Ernest Asante, you are the one selected for today. So get in touch via Instagram. Go to Instagram, look for the Fred Effect. It's verified. It's about 19,000 followers on Instagram. Let me know that you are the one who was selected for today's session. Next week, we'll select another person. What we are doing is to mentor this individual. If you have a bachelor's degree, we help you to apply. Wherever you've gotten in your process, we'll support you. Also, if you have a high school qualification, the team will handle your bachelor's application for you. All right. So be part of the family by subscribing, click on the like button and share so that another person can benefit from the ideas and information we share here. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. I'll see you next week.